is winning this series now?
Me personally, with Anthony Davis hobbling, I believe it's going to be the Phoenix Suns.
Wow.
And obviously, I would not pick the Phoenix Suns to win the series. I have the Lakers winning this series in 7 games, but that was assuming that Anthony Davis and LeBron James were playing. With Anthony Davis and that groin injury, obviously that's a very sensitive and very tender issue, and as a result of that, I don't know who's expecting him to be back. And meanwhile, CP3 is literally making plays, making signature shots, and then looking into the cameras and saying, I'm back. You understand? And then I'm looking at these young thoroughbreds, and I love the way Cameron Payne has been filling in for CP3. He's been very impressive. We know Devin Booker is a star in this league and how big time he is. Certainly, they're not lacking the coaching. And I can't say enough about DeAndre Ayton because he's a big boy who's playing big. He's a dude that's walking around and he's giving you 20 and 10 a night. Last night, I believe he had, 17 rebounds, if I remember correctly. So I'm looking at it from that perspective, and I'm saying to myself, yo, this stuff is no joke right here. I'm looking at them, and I'm saying the Los Angeles Lakers are in a world of trouble because Phoenix is younger, they're fresher, they can run more, and in order for the Lakers to win, you got to put the ball in LeBron James' hands and dictate pace. And you're going to have people that can finish. And without Anthony Davis, he doesn't have a reliable, dependable weapon to finish for him while he's trying to control pace. It's a problem. I'm going to tell you right now, unless Anthony Davis gets healthy, the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James specifically will be going home in the first round.
Kuzma botched the play at the rim. I was like, come on, man. Yeah. But let me say this. When the series began, I thought Lakers in 7. Then CP3 got hurt. I said, oh, okay, Lakers in 6, maybe 5. Now AD gets hurt. I'm back to Lakers at 7. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
CP3 came back. Now he's showing the heart of a champion. Now it's AD's turn. Even if AD has to be held out a game because a groin, a hamstring, that's the kind of injury only rest is going to make better. It's otherwise going to get exacerbated. And by the way, even the way he came down, I was reminded of Sam Jackson. They called me Mr. Glass, right, from that Shyamalan movie, because Unbreakable, because it's like he didn't even look like, how did he even hurt himself there? But that groins, hamstrings are like that. So let's say he has to sit out the next game to give him a nice long break but he can get back to game 6 as some semblance of himself. Stephen A, he doesn't have to be 100%. I'm saying the Lakers are going to take that game 6. They're not going out that way. It's going to come down to a game 7. If AD can go in game 6, it'll come down to a game 7. Give me LeBron in game 7. Give me the LeBron team in game 7. Assuming AD can play, give me the team with LeBron James in game 7. He has consistently come through since that Dallas series way back when in Miami. He's consistently come through when the odds are stacked against him. Chris Paul has been to 1 conference finals. Not his fault. He got hurt game 7, or else I think they would have gone to a finals. But he does not have, you could say it's because he's short. Right, sure. If he was 7 feet tall, it'd be different, but he's not. He's 6 feet tall. Give me LeBron James in game 7. I say the Lakers still take this. It goes the distance.
Listen, I don't believe that. I just look at the Phoenix team. They've got perimeter shooters. They've got athletes. They've got defenders. They've got active young bodies. They have depth. I look at all of these things, and again, now it comes down to certain components. Do you have floor generalship? The CP3? Yes, you do. Do you have a star that can deliver the goods from the perimeter? In Devin Booker? Yes, you do. Do you have a big man that is better than average, that can go out and give you 20 and 10 a night and make his presence felt? Whether it's scoring, it's rebounding, it's a nice combination of both. Do you have that? Yes. And do you have coaching? Yes. And do you have depth? Yes. They're not missing anything against these Lakers. And that's what I'm saying. The greatness of Anthony Davis is what's required to pull out this series. I'm looking at LeBron James, 18th year in the league, 36 years of age, 25, 12, and 6. Nothing to sneeze at. Monster jam on the fast break. We get all of that. But when he can't defend everybody and he can't make shots for everybody else around him, he can facilitate a lot of things. But in terms of finishing, he needs help against a team like this. Anthony
use
Davis is
KCP
supposed
too, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad you brought that up because certainly Kentavious Caldwell-Pope not being out yesterday was a very big deal because he's your perimeter shooter. He's your primary perimeter threat. I get all of that. I'm just saying this Phoenix Suns team we've been watching all year that has proven to us they are no fluke. They've proven to us you need your weapons in order to beat
Everything you're saying is true. I'm not disputing that, but it was true before AD got hurt too. And except for the finishing stuff, and AD was not having a big game, but his presence on the floor, Lakers are going to win that game. They felt to me like they were in control. They felt to me like they were in control of the game. They had a little lead. When AD went out, it's when the Suns took off and never looked back. So I'm saying you bring AD back, and I'm glad you brought up Ayton. Because one of the reasons I didn't like the Suns, even more than I did, and I liked them a lot before the season started, was Ayton's the question mark. He's ironically the #1 overall pick, who was already pretty good, and CP3 was supposed to make better, and he did, was the big question mark. Because we know what we're getting from the backcourt, from the forwards. It could come down to Ayton's play in Game 7, but I don't think he's ready. LeBron and these guys are ready as Ayton.
But it wasn't a question mark because of what he was lacking. It was a question mark because we know that when Anthony Davis showcases his greatness, few people on the planet can match that. So what does he do? He comes out in Game 1 and he wet the bed. He didn't get it done. He owns it. And then over the next 2 games, he's an absolute monster. Because it's like, wait a minute, y'all must have forgot who the hell I am. Yeah. This is what I got to bring to the table. Okay, DeAndre Ayton, you woke me up. So what I'm saying is, it wasn't just that Anthony Davis was there. He was great in games 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Well, if he misses game
34
5,
points in games 2 and 3.
That's right. So
13
if he misses game 5, they'll have the better part of a week before he plays again.
I'm just telling you that he can't be a guy that just shows up. That's not enough against this team.
Would they have won game 4 if AD didn't go out of the game? Because he was not having, he passed 6, 8 points, something like that.
I believe they would have. But what I'm saying to you is, all I'm trying to say is the greatness of Anthony Davis is required to win this series. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.